Hello everyone. It is Memorial Day, May 29th, 2023 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are at Lake Nokomis in South Minneapolis and we're gonna take a walk around the lake. There's this trail that goes around the entirety of the lake, and you can see the different swim spots, the different harbors. I guess not harbors, but boat launches. And then the main beach is coming up ahead. Lake Nokomis is one of, I want to say, 3 lakes in the city that you can sail on. And one of them being the Hiawatha that has the Minneapolis Sailing School in it that we've walked by recently and seen the repairs on that new restaurant that they're building up there. Nice activity out here. Yeah, I'm not sure what the third lake is. Maybe Cedar, or actually probably Lake Harriet. Yeah. I'm not super familiar with Cedar Lake. We have Lake Nokomis here, Lake Harriet, and the Hiawatha that I believe you can all sail on the 3 of. Gorgeous day out here, about 80 degrees, sunny, slight breeze, just about perfect. Are you gonna ride his bike into the lake? Windsurfer out there is flying. Very nice conditions today for windsurfing. Whoa! Right back up. That's the Lake Nokomis boat launch back there. Now we're going to head over towards the main beach, which I believe is going to be pretty populated today. There's a parking lot here to the left, or the north of us here. You can park in there, and then it's paid parking for this main beach area. Grills that you can pull up and use. And then up ahead we have the restaurant that's not open yet. It used to be Sandcastle is what it was called. And I believe the new place is called The Painted Turtle, but they have not been able to open up yet, from my understanding. I saw that they're planning to open up either late spring, early summer, so that would be soon. Let's check it out. Yeah, still nothing really there. And then the beach is just packed today. So when this place is open, some nice seating. You can order from the little walk-up window. There used to be a little beer tap place right here. They sold craft beer out of there. You go post up here, enjoy the views. Now this is the Nokomis main beach, about as crowded as it gets. Can't really say I've seen it much busier than this before, but being how nice this weekend is, that is not surprising. The lifeguard stands might look familiar to some people. We're fans of the musician Atmosphere, who's from South Minneapolis. One of his record covers has a shot of one of those lifeguard stands looking out towards the lake. Yeah, great crowds today. Little swings and a playground area, and then up ahead is the lake rentals. Yeah, up at this little kiosk here, you can rent boats, stand-up paddle boards, bikes to ride around the lake on, all kinds of stuff. Rental window there. Bikes available. And there's that main beach. Yeah, stand-up paddle boards, I think kayaks, canoes, little paddle boats, little swan paddle boats. Let's go take a look at those. Stand-up paddle boards here. Those have become increasingly popular over the last decade or so. People have moved away from the kayak and canoe more to those sort of things. Canoes, kayaks, and the goose paddle boards. Keep off dock, only for rental use. All right. This is the same beach right here where we're looking at now. I think it was about 3-4 months ago, back in February, there was the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships are going on the water right here in front of us. Well, on the ice, but that same spot in the water. I can put a link to that video in the description here if you want to take a look at that. But very cool how much things change over the course of a few months, and the differences you see in our spaces. Let's continue the walk around the lake. On the inside here, you have the walking path. Outside, it's a two-way bike path. During the winter, typically the outer ring or the bike path is plowed and upkept so that you can run and do your activity around that, which I do enjoy running during the winter. It can be a little difficult once it gets below 20 or so, but still fun. We're heading north around Lake Nokomis right now towards Lake Hiawatha in downtown Minneapolis. Can't really see with the trees here, but from the other side we'll probably be able to see downtown Minneapolis in the distance.
Self-aware of what you're doing right now.
Yeah. No, he was totally doing it. Even real, like, what is he doing?
Yeah. You gotta wrap it up, dude.
Yeah.
I just went from like charming inside joke to now it's like, oh, okay, now you're kind of like twisting their arms to hang out with you.
Yeah, that's what he did. He liked it.
You're feeling a little insecure because they're getting married and you're still like.
Over here we have the Minnehaha Creek. And actually, I'll go over and show this real quick. Over here is one of my favorite views of the lake. I love this little bridge here. Nice fishing spot, always very popular. I don't really fish, but I do see people there often. Must be a good spot. Here is Minnehaha Creek. Here where they're controlling the flow in and out of the lake. And then the creek continues flowing downstream toward the Mississippi River and Minnehaha Falls. Wait for a safe time to cross. fishing piers here on the lake. Is that considered a pier or a dock? I don't know. Does it have to be a certain length before it becomes a fishing pier? Does a dock have to have the ability to put the boats into water off of it? I don't know. That terminology that I'm super informed of. Let's continue our walk around the lake. If you've watched my videos for a while, there is a older video about a year old which starts here at the north end of Lake Nokomis and goes for a walk up Minnehaha Creek during the late spring, but what's considered early spring in Minnesota, where the trees are all budding. It's a really nice one. Nice views of the flowers and some of the different growth on the trees. That some of those trees only bud for a couple weeks, where they do have a nice greenery and beautiful green leaves, but the like bright pink and bright white flowers that they get do not last very long. I wasn't able to get in a video this year of them, but I can include that in the description and you can check out that one if you'd like to. This is the north end of Lake Nokomis over here on the other side of that street, which is the Minnehaha Parkway. Well, this closer one might be Nokomis Parkway or something. On the other side, there's Minnehaha Parkway, and then you'll get to Lake Hiawatha, which is another urban lake here. Nice playground and splash pad up there, little rec center. There's a golf course up there, the Hiawatha Golf Course. And originally, Lake Nokomis here was called Lake Amelia, I want to say, but they switched the name to Nokomis, which is a relative of Hiawatha. I want to say a parent of Hiawatha, Nokomis was, but I don't know specifically. If you do, let me know in the comments and correct us on that. Yeah, there's some relation between Hiawatha and Nokomis from the historical figures. That's why the names next to, or the lakes next to each other are named similarly there. This is the north parking lot. Let this car go by. During the early spring, there's large mulch piles in the parking lot, because when Minneapolis does tree removal, they grind up the trees and put them out there so that citizens can have free mulch for your yard or whatever you need there. It's a resource worth taking advantage of. Canoes here. Wrong side of the fence. See a plane coming down over here. That is a thing that you'll notice with Lake Nokomis is the air traffic is very close. Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport is very close to the south of us. Essentially right on the other side of the freeway. There you can see the planes landing and taking off. Some of the planes can be pretty loud, especially on that south end. Yeah, the air traffic is something to expect here at Lake Nokomis. Because of the close proximity to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. And we're coming up on the smaller beach here of Lake Nokomis. One of the many spots right there to launch your paddleboard, kayak, whatever. But yeah, up ahead is this smaller beach. I'm not quite sure what the name is. I want to say it was Baby Beach or something like that. Monarch habitat. Up here on the other side of the hill there you have I'm not quite sure what the name of the park is, but that's where the Nokomis Rec Center is, which is home to the annual Monarch Festival every September in Minneapolis, which is a really fun event to check out. Highly recommend that if you're in the area in any September. So yeah, another beach here on the northeast end, significantly smaller than the one over there on the west side, but still a really fun spot to swim. I think there used to be significantly more trees over here up until recently. It might have gotten taken out. Yeah, nice little beach. The swimming area doesn't go out as far here. I think in the past there's been a little dock floating out there, but nothing at the moment. The lifeguard stand is not manned. like the one on the west side there, where there are at least 3 lifeguard stations. Yard games, perfect stuff for Memorial Day weekend. Aircraft flying in formation over here. Must be some sort of air show in the area, or maybe a flyover at Fort Snelling Cemetery there. There's a spot to lunch and hang out. Bench. Planes lining up to come in here. I guess you can only see 2, but with the naked eye you can see a 3rd one behind it. I just noticed a change in the tint of my phone's video, which is typically a sign that it's starting to overheat. I don't think it's hot enough for it to be overheating, but if it does, we'll have to cut out the video here. So if the video does cut out at any time, thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. If you're interested in more Minnesota content, let me know in the comments places I should check out, things you want to see, stories I should learn about. Always love to hear more. Always love to hear from you. But thank you for watching. I never know when this phone's gonna cut out. I mean, it is only a few years old, but it does not last as long as some of the newer models. I think the Minnesota winters can be pretty hard on a cell phone battery. I the phone I had before this, I would take outside and go running, and I had that one for years and years and years, and would last maybe 10-15 minutes when I would be running in the middle of winter, and that's inside a pocket. So I couldn't really track my distance, time, any of that stuff via the phone GPS. And then this one still cuts out pretty quickly in that winter cold, which has taught me to enjoy running in the silence a little bit more. Don't need to be blasting music into my ears at all times. We're starting to be able to see that Minneapolis skyline in the distance. It does not show up on this at all. I mean, you can see it, but clearly looks terrible from that sort of digital zoom. But when you're walking around these lakes, you can see in the distance some of the skyscrapers of downtown Minneapolis. Fargo, Capella, and IDS. Well, now you can see a tree. Those are nice too. I believe this is where you start seeing sculptures on what is considered the Lake Nokomis Art Walk. Deb Zeller's Baying at the Moon. Pumping water. I don't know, it was flowing before I started pumping it. I can think that I had some sort of effect, but who knows? Yeah, as we get here to the south side, as I mentioned earlier, just the plane noise just gets quite a bit louder. Not intolerable, but definitely something to be aware of if that's going to be bothersome to you. Here's some emergency vehicles on the other side of the lake. Hopefully everyone is okay. Whatever is requiring attention is nothing too serious. The truck with a boat, some sort of emergency siren flaring there. Wonder if they're trying to get some sort of rapid water response somewhere. You may or may not have noticed this, but throughout the walk along the trail, there's these different beams and poles and stuff to be used for your fitness needs. Like they're going back there to where we're coming from. So everybody's all right back there. And they can tend to whoever's in need and give them the care that they need to get out whatever they're fixing. But yeah, there's throughout the lake this running trail, and as you're the different fitness stuff. So as you're running around the lake, you can do the pull-up bar and then run to the next spot that has a balance area and pull yourself across that. Now this fire department truck is going this way. Over there. Beginning to be a bit concerning, the amount of rescue vehicles. Over here on the bridge. got two fire trucks on the bridge here. We had the boat getting in the water on the south side. Yeah. Some concerning activity. Rings to pull yourself up on during your workout. And of course, if you need to prop yourself up, a rock. Day. Ride you back down to the lake, do a little bit of fishing. Seems like a good time. More of the art walk here. Here is Cedar Avenue, heading south here towards Fat Lorenzo's Pizza. Don't listen to Dave Portman. It's a good place. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, he probably does know what he's talking about, but he didn't like it. That's fine. I like it. Good pizza place, good sandwiches. A little further south, a few blocks, is the 5-8 Club, the famous Minneapolis Juicy Lucy's. Let's cross over here. We're not being too invasive of whatever activity's going on up ahead. But it is nice to walk over the bridge. Good views of the lake up there. But we're gonna let the emergency response people do their work and give them space. And we'll walk the full loop. West side of Lake Nokomis here. This nice little quieter inlet. During the early days of the pandemic, they closed this inside road just to try to encourage more people to get outside. And I think it was during that summer of 2020, they had closed all the roads going around the lake so that there was more space on the walking paths. And at that point in time, whenever we'd come up to another human on the street, we'd walk to the other side of the street and make sure that they didn't breathe at you, because you don't want to get anybody sick. Nobody wanted to get anybody else sick. But yeah, so they tried to give everybody a little bit more space by closing off those roads, and it was a really nice summer in that aspect of having all that place or all that space given to pedestrians and bike traffic and people just looking to utilize the roads for more than cars. I like to see different ideas. like the teams are getting back in their cars and wrapping up whatever they had to take care of there. This area of the lake, I find during the winter to be one of the first spots that probably one of the people living in these nice homes over here puts a little goal out on the water and starts playing hockey on the ice. I think one of the earliest spots of the year is over in this corner. And then once the main beach starts freezing up a little bit more, you see people play out there where that World Pond Hockey Championship is. Enjoy the view. I believe this is 56th Street over here. You can catch a bus along that line that will take you over to the D line to get you to and from downtown Minneapolis or the Mall of America to easily access Lake Nokomis. There's also, I believe, a bus that goes up and down Cedar, which I have never taken, but the Cedar Avenue bus here will probably give you access to and from the lake. No real light rail access without having to walk for a bit, but the bus lines can get you here. People enjoying the water. There is the emergency response team heading out. Oh my goodness, is that a loon? That is so cool. I think it's a loon. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Can't even see from here. Let's get closer and then see if we can get a good shot of that. But that is if that is a loon, that is a very cool Minnesotan floaty. Or maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. Very nice homes along the lake here. It is a loon. It's the wonderful Minnesota state bird. Its iconic call. Just love that loon boat. It's so cool. See, the one detail I would change here on this loon boat would be the red eye. It's got a white eyeball, it looks like. We all know that loons have the iconic red eyeball of the terror bird. Path splits here. You can head north up here towards Cedar Avenue, walk up Cedar, across that way, or you can go here, which will take you back over the bridge and south on Cedar. Or if you choose, you can go where we're gonna go, which is underneath the bridge. As long as the brush isn't too thick. You can smell some of those dead fish right here. Oof.
Because he had a full yard of duct tape. And then it was a long. No, you remember that part on my back?
Nice little spot down there, a couple people fishing, quiet. Outside of that waft of decaying fish that we picked up on. I can't imagine it's like that all the time. Can't say I've ever noticed it down there before. One of the things I was very surprised by when I first moved to Minnesota, we arrived here and we were driving out across the state line and we're driving through southern Minnesota and just saw how green everything was during the summer, and coming from a place where stuff wasn't quite that. It was just, everything was so lush and green and full of life in the summer. It was gorgeous. And obviously during the winter things are very different here and cold and dead and beautiful in their own way, but yeah, things really do just come to life, and there's so much greenery and natural beauty here during the spring and summer. Minnesota is definitely known for its winters, but I think there's a lot to be missed out on if you're not aware of how great things are here during the warmer months. A very common sight here in the Twin Cities is people parking up with hammocks and public trees. Nice way to lounge and relax and enjoy a gorgeous spring day. I think this is where we started. I don't know. Does that conclude our full walk around the lake? Let's continue, maybe end it over by that main beach. I'm not sure if I pointed it out the first time we passed by this little area. Up on the north side of this Nokomis, the road that goes around the lake here, there's some softball, baseball fields. Lots of local rec softball and kickball leagues for people who want to go out and have a good night doing something social with friends. I've known a few friends who have played in some communal softball leagues over there and thought it was a great way to meet people and enjoy the outdoors during the unfortunately short, nice spring and summer seasons. In Boston. Yeah. Yeah.
Right now.
We want to see the heat win. Never happened before, right? The 8 seed. Here's the first responders. Minnesota boating guide. Hey, whatever happened back there, they're telling each other nice work, so hopefully everybody's okay. Some more of that workout stuff around the lake. This looks kind of rickety though. Is it decaying? I don't know. I can't quite pull on it, but it's got a little lean to it. Whoa. The parking lot over here, the main parking lot, is, if you remember the pond hockey video, there was that's where the big tent was, where they had all sorts of food and drinks and everybody was hanging out in that big warming hut. And you walked along the path here, over down to a lake. I'm walking in the bike path getting beeped at. Thank you. Sorry.
You guys show me flagging my kids.
Gonna be flagging our kids, yeah. And as kids do, we don't see them coming, do they? Good luck. Ice cream truck out here at the lake. Delicious smells coming off the grills out here. Gotta get away from the music, so I don't want to get a copyright strike. Actually, I wonder if the ice cream truck will give me one, but we'll see. Some little drinks out here, mango.
Yeah.
All right. This is the Nokomis main beach for a second time. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day here. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoy the content, always like the video, subscribe, let me know what you're thinking. Give me any sort of thoughts you have in the comments or emails in there. I hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend and are able to celebrate with loved ones. If you lost someone fighting in any sort of war. I hope you had this time to remember them and honor and respect them. Thank you to all those who have served. And everybody have a great rest of your day. Take care.